Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Hazardous. And today we have a quick and easy tip that's going to help you catch more fish. And that is marking your drags. Your drag is how much tension your reel puts on the line. So if you pull your line at the point where the spool starts to move backwards, that's where the tension on your drag is, okay? You put it beyond a certain pressure and it's going to pull line off your reel. So what we want to do is set that tension at strike so we know exactly how much pressure we're putting on the fish. And see, this helps you because it helps you determine if you're putting too much or too little pressure and are not getting a good hook set. You see, if you're just doing what I used to do, the old grab the line with your hand and pull it, give it a tug, yeah, that feels about right. Well, that's not very accurate. It doesn't give you a lot of good information. Throughout the day, you lose a few fish and you're like, I wonder why I lost that fish. You know, the old hand trick, it's not very consistent. It's different for everybody and you don't actually know what your drag is. Okay, you could do that on all 5 of your lines that you're trolling or bottom fishing or whatever it may be, and you won't really know how much pressure's on it. Especially when you get into big offshore tackle for wahoo and you got braid. I mean, you don't want to pull braid, that will cut your hand. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a piece of electrical tape, put it along the reel where the drag lever is, and then we're going to mark it so we know exactly how much tension we're putting on depending on where that lever is at. So what you'll need is some electrical tape. I use white because it's easy to mark. You'll need a Sharpie and you'll need a scale. So for example, when I'm kingfishing, I want to mark my drags because how heavy you set your drags is very important. I'm using very small hooks and too much drag, a lot too much drag, and you'll break your line, okay? On small hooks, if you put a lot more drag, maybe the line can handle it, but you might pull hooks easier or bend the hooks if they're real thin hooks. Also, too little drag won't set the hook properly and the fish can shake it loose. So by marking your drags, you can say, okay, I put my drag at 2 pounds. I'm losing some fish. Let me try 3 pounds. Like, oh, I'm not losing many fish. 4 pounds, I'm losing less. 5 pounds, okay, they're starting to pull again. 6, I'm pulling, okay. So, you know, 4 pounds is kind of your ideal tension. You can mark all your lines like that. It'll be consistent and you won't lose as many fish. So here's how you do it, okay? You put your rod in a rod holder and then you pull out some line, take the hook or the swivel, whatever it may be, attach it to the scale, okay? Now you're gonna take your lever drag and set it to strike on the reel. Then you're gonna pull at an angle that, you know, if you were trolling, that's what the line would be, kind of like that, coming from your boat. Just slowly pull, you're not jerking it, you're not running with it, just pull it at a steady pace and see what your drag is. Now for trolling, I generally do 1/3 of the line strength as my strike drag, okay? So for example, if I'm using 60-pound mono, I want my drag strike position, the max strike, to be at 20 pounds of drag. There's a preset knob kind of by the reel, not the lever itself, but another knob, and you're going to adjust that until when that lever is, you know, hitting that strike, there's usually a little bumper thing there that you have to push in to go up to max or full drag. So you want to get right to that bumper, have that at strike, and then you're good to go. So I'll put a line there and I'll mark what it's set to. Then I'll push the lever up just so I have an idea of, okay, if I go this far, then I'm at 25 pounds or 30 pounds. Or vice versa, I'll come back down to maybe 15 and 12 pounds. So at any time, if I need to adjust it depending on what I'm fighting, I can. For example, my kingfish reels, my strike is at 3 pounds, which is great for the hooks I use when I'm live baiting for kingfish. However, if I take those same rods and I go dolphin fishing down the Keys, I want to be able to use 6 pounds of drag. I'm using 20-pound line. 6 pounds is about 1/3. It gives me a better hook set because I'm using bigger hooks for dolphin. Okay, so I have the easy control to do it. If I just left it, if it was just at 3, I'd probably miss some hookups. But now I have some options. Now, you can also do this with star drags, though it's not quite as easy. I just get that star drag into the correct position and I put a piece of tape on either side so that my reel kind of handle is in between those pieces of tape. It's not quite as good because if you make a full rotation, then you're off even though you think you're on, but it does help. If you got 80-pound test line, you know, you may pull on and think, oh wow, this is a lot. It may only be 15 pounds and you're not really getting the most out of your drag. Vice versa, if you've got 30-pound drag and you've got 20 pounds of drag on it, you're probably gonna break it if something hits it really hard or it takes a lot of line out. So that's all there is in the off season. Pull out your reels, maybe clean them up, put some oil on them, some lube, mark your drags, you'll be ready to go for whatever fishing season's coming next. It's a great easy tip. Might sound a little nerdy and scientific, but it really does help. Hope you guys learned a cool little trick. Hope this helps y'all fishing. If you got any questions, comment below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next video.